Get ready for an unbelievable encounter with the ultimate Karen, a story that flips the script on the classic "I want to speak to the manager" scenario. Strap in as we dive into a tale of workplace irony, mistaken identity, and a dramatic showdown that you have to hear to believe. Okay, so this one is going to be a little different than what most of you are used to. I work on the West Coast running my own business as a cybersecurity consultant. I'm 35 and have been in this business a very long time. I have around 10 employees. However, the one we just hired is a special case. Very special. She is one of the dumbest, smart people I know. And her attitude says she graduated with honors from an Ivy League school, and that means she owns you. Since I'm the owner of the business, I leave most duties to my senior security engineers, so she has probably only seen me a few times in the 3 months she's worked for me. Cast. K equals Karen, me equals Truly. MF equals manager friend. I was out shopping for supplies in the office, and I decided I was going to stop by my local Sam's Club for some lunch. I used to work there when I was in my early 20s, and I was friends with the now manager of the specific store while we were cashiers together. It's worth mentioning that since I was heading to the office after this, I was dressed in my formal business attire. I promise it comes into play later. The Sam's Club Cafe has some of the best food, in my opinion, for the price that they offer. I finish my food and have a chat with MF. MF leaves to go do manager things, and I go to throw away my paper plate that was provided to me for my pizza when I start hearing screaming coming from the cafe counter, which isn't even 10 feet away. I look over to see what is happening. Karen, what do you mean you're out of frozen yogurt? Do you idiots ever keep anything stocked? This was a common thing to happen in the summertime, since everyone loves their frozen yogurt. Karen looks at me and rushes over. Manager, you are going to do something about this. I want that cunt bitch fired right this instant. He was rude and called me a bitch for asking for frozen yogurt. Me. I don't work. She cut me off before I could continue, but it was then I started to realize she looked familiar. I don't care. You will fire this little pussy-ass brat right now, or I'm contacting corporate over this. After that, it clicked. She's my employee. Me? I can't do anything for you because I don't work here. I thought about telling her, but I wanted to see where this goes. Karen jabs her finger into my chest as hard as she can and twists it. Listen, you retard. I don't know who you think I am, but I'm leagues smarter than you. The only reason you work here is because you're a reject who couldn't finish college. I almost busted out laughing at that comment, but I composed myself. At this point, the actual manager, MF, comes running over and asks what's wrong. Before I could explain, Karen steps in. Karen, he, pointing at me, assaulted me and verbally abused me while refusing to fire this employee, the girl behind the cafe counter, who at this point looked visibly horrified. And as his boss, you better fire him right this instant. If you don't, I'll have all of your jobs, you insignificant clowns. Yes, she really said that. She called us clowns. How ironic. Me, pretty much fed up now, I revealed my real identity. Karen. I'm insert name here, the owner of insert company name here, the consultancy you work for. We just hired you a couple months ago, right? I showed her my badge with title name and picture on it. Her face turned whiter than snow. I saw her jabbing her finger into you. The cops are already on their way. I didn't think it was possible, but her face turned even whiter than it was before. She looked like she was about to hurl. Anyway, the cops show up, look at the security footage, and without even asking me anything, they handcuff her and take her away. They talk to me and ask me if I wanted to press charges, and I said yes, court date pending. And later find out from MF that she yanked the cafe girl by the collar, slapped her, and pushed her back before I had seen her yelling. I asked the cops if I could have a word with her before they drove her away, since she's my employee. They said yes, and I walked up to her, sitting in the cop car, hands cuffed behind her back. She is about to speak, but I held my finger up in front of her face. Me, for someone who graduated with honors at insert Ivy League school here, you're pretty dumb. I was never impressed with your work, and now that you're here, I doubt you'll ever get a job in the security field again. Don't bother showing up for work anymore. I had to add that last part because I knew she'd be out on bail. Her husband is pretty wealthy too. Never thought I'd run into a Karen that actually worked for me, LMAO. And that's a wrap on our wild Karen encounter story. If you ever thought working with an Ivy Leaguer would be smooth sailing, think again, and make sure to subscribe for more tales that prove just how unpredictable life can be.